We all know healing is a journey, and it starts with the little things that we do every day. That's why I've been loving Butter and Lie's Healing Turmeric Soap. It's packed with the power of turmeric, known for its anti inflammatory and brightening properties, plus nourishing oils like organic shea butter and olive oil to soothe and hydrate your skin. This soap isn't just about getting clean, it's about transforming your skin health. When your skin glows, you feel more confident, more at peace. Take a moment to care for yourself inside and out by visiting butterandlie.com and use code HEALING15 for your 15% off of your first order. Trust me, you deserve great skincare.
Black woman, it's time to heal and feel, be real. You just gotta take your time, unwind and chill. Cause now it's time to love yourself, build emotional and mental health. Cause black woman, it's time to heal and feel, be real.
Hey y'all, we are back with another episode of Black Women Healing Podcast. But as usual, before we introduce our guests, we are going to jump in and do a this or that. So, Danica, my this or that is, would you prefer a relaxed date or an active date? And when I say relaxed, I mean like, something real cute. You're going to walk along the beach, you're going to eat something. But then a more, adventurous day, let's go to the gun range, let's go horseback riding, let's do something, I don't want to use the word fun because either one could be fun for people. So, you get where I'm going with it. What you picking?
I love a good date. But with, a person I like, I won't hold you because I'm over here thinking like, ugh, I do like interactive dates, but if I don't like you, it might not be as fun. So I'm just gonna think if I'm meeting them, sorry to get deep. If I'm meeting them or I've been knowing them.
Let's say that you've been knowing them, but like y'all weren't dating. Y'all just knew each other.
Okay. We just knew each other. Okay. I'm gonna say the interactive date. And that is because I do like to have fun. I love a chill time, but if I've been knowing you already, I want to see how you are with having fun. I like to laugh, like be humorous, be silly, like just vibe out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I would choose. What about you?
I don't know. It's hard. I like a mix of both. I feel like when you really like somebody, you like to talk their ear off. And I feel like if we active, I'm about to be out of breath, still trying to, no, just knowing me. I'd be like still trying to talk and be out of breath. So I think I'm gonna pick the more chill day. I will hope that it's somebody that's like thoughtful though. Like, don't take me to the movies and go eat. Like that's just I always tell guys like movies and bowling, those are not dates to me unless we've been together for a minute. Like those are things you just get up and do. So I will hope that, they're so creative with it. What about you, Lee?
I am 100% going to say the active date
Mm.
because I love to see like people in action just to see how they respond to certain um, situations. Are you a critical thinker? I don't know, can we have a good time together? Because friendship is super important to me. So you might be able to find commonalities in conversation and have a good conversation with people on anything, especially if you are just a deep thinker. But if we can have a good time together, I feel like we can go the distance. So yeah.
Yes. I love that. Well, thanks y'all for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. So, our guest today is Lee Greer. And Lee Greer is a wellness coach, author, speaker, founder, and CEO of Body by Lee, a health and wellness organization founded to help women achieve health, wellness, inside and out. For over 10 years, Body by Lee has helped thousands of women achieve their health and fitness goals by utilizing science backed fitness and sustainable nutrition. Most recently, Lee was featured on the OWN reality TV series Ready to Love, where she reminded women that they have the power to attract what they deserve and reject anything less. Lee is the author of the new fitness journal, Dear Me, and the new book, Keep the Crumbs, a woman's guide to attracting what she deserves in love and life. So, today we'll be talking about healing from toxic relationship culture, knowing your boundaries, and attracting what you want in love and life. So before we even jump in, Lee, what led you to applying for the TV series Ready to Love, and what was your mindset going into it?
Well, I was led to apply for the TV show, which was so outside of my character. Normally, I'm not even like a public relationship kind of person. So to take the chance of falling in love on television was risky business for me. But at the top of the year, I just wanted to challenge myself to get outside of my comfort zone and do things that I wouldn't normally do. Um, I've been able to work hard and be successful in health and wellness, but you cannot work hard and be successful in love. So that's something that, you have to be intentional about bringing your life into balance in that area. If I continue to stay in the house, I'm not going to meet anybody. I go to the gym, I already know the guys there. So I just wanted to give at the time what I thought would be like experts a chance to handpick somebody for me. So that was my mindset, like going into it, like, let me let somebody else pick for me because maybe my picker is broke.
Ooh, maybe my picker is broke. And then, you know, thinking of that piece of you eliminating yourself, meaning you picked, you did your thing. So, well, I, we should give a small little excerpt about Ready to Love, right?
Mhm.
So if folks haven't watched it, Ready to Love is a dating TV series on OWN, right? And I feel like it's been several seasons at this point, right?
Yeah, I do believe we are on season 11, maybe.
Wow.
It's a people need help dating. People really need help with dating. So it's been, like it's continuing to like grow, and more people are tuning in, season after season. I think people love a good love story. So watching it in hopes of seeing somebody succeed in love is easy. Is an easy kill for the show. So yeah.
Definitely. And it's all black people, right?
It is. It is all black people. It's like if the people haven't seen the show, it's like an elimination show. It's a group of men and women, and each week, um, the women eliminate a man, and then the next week the men eliminate a woman. But
Mm.
leave it up to more, I eliminate myself.
Yeah, we're caught up. Exactly. So imagine that. So basically, Lee eliminated herself. So what we want to know is what were you really thinking when you eliminated yourself from a whole TV series about dating?
So I just stayed true to who I really was, even on TV. Like, would I in real life tolerate these things? Absolutely not. So we were getting close to the end of the season. I think it was one episode left. In the season, I'm like, okay, now I said I would be open to new things, but enough is enough. I would never. This would not have even made it this far in my own reality, not on TV. So I felt like, I've given it a chance. I've done my best. I've showed up fully. I've been open to people who I probably wouldn't have normally given a chance, like in the real world, just because if you feel like this is a good fit, obviously we are here for a reason. So I did all that I can do. And, sometimes it's better to, put the power back in your own hands and just go ahead and exit if you're not being treated well. I think also on my journey on the show, I wanted to be a good representation for women who look like me, to know that you don't have to stand around and see and hope to God you get picked by some man who is not even deserving of you. Like, you can literally like eliminate yourself and let God do his thing.
Ooh. Oh, I'm loving all of this. Wow, that's powerful. I think it's very courageous. And I mean, I'm happy that you were able to do that for yourself. But in thinking of that, what were like the crumbs you were getting, and like, why would you say they were like it wasn't even deserving? Like, what were the things?
So, when I what I feel like is, if you've done the inner work, if you're actually aware of yourself. I feel like the society is lacking self-awareness. Now, I don't even want the message to be received in the wrong way, like you're going around on this high horse feeling like people are beneath you. No. If you've done the inner work and you know that you're showing up as your best self, I believe that when you are in the place that God has prepared for you, there is no back and forth. There is no, oh, I don't know if I want this one or this one. No, when you're with your person, they recognize that you are their person and they proceed accordingly. On the show, the Crumbs were just like, there was a lot of games being played. Like, I really went there in hopes of finding my person because I work crazy hours, and it would be easier if somebody could just pick them and be like, here you go. As opposed to me having to like make efforts to go on dates and all of that. So I was really hopeful that I would meet someone, but on the show there are a lot of it's more like, can we make it to the end, and can we be a famous couple?
Oh.
Yeah, and for me, I never wanted to be famous. I just want to be wealthy and private.
In love, right? Welcome to in love with your husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, it was just really like inconsistent. The storyline that they showed the most of me on the show is me and another guy who was in fitness. I guess they thought since we both were in fitness that this would be a good, but that is never a requirement of mine because I could teach my man how to work out. It's not. So that was the storyline they showed the most of, and he was kind of just going back and forth between me and another one of the young ladies on the show, and I just would never even. The only reason why I allowed it to go that long is because it is a group dating process.
Right.
And just be like, oh, you already saw me, you better act right.
So what I'm hearing is, and this goes into the next question anyways, one of the crumbs is being inconsistent, not being prioritized. And so in thinking of that, how would one recognize when crumbs are being served to them?
Oh, it's very simple. I think that we kind of ignore the signs that we're being breadcrumbed because we want to, like, if you find yourself bridging gaps or making excuses for a person, or like, oh, he's so busy. I know he doesn't, nobody's that busy. They're not that busy. If you are a priority, or if a person knows what they want, and especially when you think about the nature of men, think about how goal oriented and focused men are. You can't tell me that a man knows that you're his person and that he's gonna go about it in a half-stepping way. Like, if you are making up excuses for this person, or if your cup just doesn't feel full. Like, if your cup doesn't feel full, I feel like that's a telltale sign that crumbs are being served. You know it. We know it, but I also think that women, a lot of women have an issue accepting rejection. So we rather tell ourselves a story as to why this person is not showing up in the way that they should be, because it's kind of like coddling ourselves, like, no, I'm that girl, but he's busy. He's not busy. You're not it. So.
Whew, that's a word. So when we think about self-love, I feel like Black women they're on it now. Like, we are not playing when it comes to our self-love journey. Do you think that this has impacted Black women's dating life?
Yes, I definitely think a Black woman's our recent progress in self-love has impacted our dating experience a great deal. And I want to say that we have to be careful with this, because self-love is number one, because I think the relationship that we have with ourselves sets the tone for the relationship we have with other people. But if you'll notice, when you see women talking about like relationship situations, people will come back and say, oh, you need to love yourself. You need to, it's not interchangeable. There are two different things. Like, yes, I love myself, but if you desire to have a partner, that's a different kind of love. That's a different thing. Although self-love sets the tone, it's a totally different thing. And you can't just self-love yourself and grow old with yourself and do like it's kind of, you can go OD. Like, yes, love yourself, but also if you want to be appealing to a partner, then make sure you're that as well. I think that it's a beautiful thing to watch us fall in love with ourselves, because a lot of industry standards, there's so many messages saying don't love yourself as a Black woman. You're the least desired. You're the least this. You're the least that. And I think that's really unfortunate. And I think it's a huge blessing and a major win for us to say, you know what? Actually, we set the tone. We set the trends. We are, we are the blueprint, honestly. No matter how you try to twist it or play it, or you try to y'all came out with cornrows, or you came out with all these things that are quote unquote like unacceptable or ghetto when we do it, but it's okay and high fashion. So I think that it's a beautiful thing that we're able to overcome all of these things and fall in love with ourselves. I just hope that we keep it together.
Yeah. As you were sharing, you were making me think about the singer Maya and how she married herself. And so I'm curious, plot twist, y'all's thoughts on that, because she made this whole announcement that she got married and everybody was like, who did she marry? Right. And then she revealed that it was herself, and how she's gone on this journey of just really taking care of herself and how she's gotten to this point. And so I'm wondering y'all's thoughts on that.
Whew.
Yeah,
I don't want to marry. I'm already married to myself. I feel like just by default, right? If I'm using it that way. I do desire marriage with another person. And like I think it depends on your desires. I do love seeing, especially Black women who are getting older and aging, and they are comfortable and that they will and they want to be with themselves forever. I love seeing that other piece of it too, because you do not see it as much. Like, so the societal standard is to be coupled, to be married, to be with a person. So to actually get to see these other sides too, it does still it feels good, and it's nice to have that representation.
Yeah.
And I might change my mind. I'm saying this now, but who knows? 10 years from now, and I might be like, actually, I want to marry myself too. And and not only do I want to do that, that's it. Again, because I think I'm already technically married to myself, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
But I don't want that. That's not what I desire.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you were sharing, you were making me think about this wave of women that I'm seeing who they've lived a life, they've been in a relationship, they're not with this person anymore, they're single for so long. And this is why I love TikTok. I've fallen down the 60 and older finding love rabbit hole, and I love it there. There's this one lady, I'm sure y'all probably seen her. She's like going viral. She has a salt and pepper gray hair. She dresses really nice. I can't think of what her TikTok is. I gotta find it. She dresses really cute, and she had found this man. They fell in love. Ultimately, he passed away. But what I got from out of that, she talks about how he showed her she could love again, because she was single for so long. She had already had kids and stuff, was with somebody. That didn't end very well. But just to see how, like, you almost saw her become a butterfly again. Like, it was so beautiful just seeing her, like, fall in love, and how this man treated her. And I love the 50 and older getting married, finding love rabbit hole. Like, it's just so adorable. And it reminds me, like, you can start over, you can be single for a bit, and you can land somewhere that feels like home, no matter how old you are. So I don't know. What y'all think?
I always question when I see people saying, like, I just want to be single. I want to be, and I understand now, our experiences shape our reality. So it depends on what journey you've traveled. And I do believe, like, I know older women who have had the love of their life, and they've been married, and that person has passed on. They've passed away, or I understand that perspective. But unless you just, I try to look at it from, are you afraid? Are you afraid to say that this is what I want, because you're in fear that you might not get it. That's what I always question about people saying, like, I'm okay being single forever. And because I mean, like, I love myself, I love alone time, but to say that I'm okay to be single forever, for me, that definitely is just not the reality. And I'm always mindful of, even with my girlfriends in conversation, if they're tired or exhausted or somebody's been playing games, it's like, I just want to be by myself. I don't even want to be bothered. I'm like, girl, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is true. I think I most, and I think it's beautiful to have people around you who have both, right? People who are in relationships and people who are single, regardless of your status, because you do get to see those different sides, and I think it actually helps you to be grateful for wherever you're at. Because I have single friends who are like, I want to be in a relationship, and I really want this, and I really want that. And then I have friends in relationships who be like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this anymore, and complaining all the time. And so I think what that does, at least for me, it makes me grateful to be wherever I'm at. Because if I'm in a relationship and I've been wanting to be in a relationship, then I'm really going to tune in and like really focus on like, okay, wait, this is something that you said you wanted. Let's be in this, like fair enough, there's going to be adversity. Same thing with singleness. There's adversities in that too. So if I'm going to be in my singleness, I'm going to be grateful and happy as well, uh, as much as I can, in either state. Um, but to wrap that up, though, I do think um, some people don't want to be with other people. I do believe that,
Yeah.
that some people are just like, no, I don't want to be in we'll say a long-term relationship, because I get exactly what you're saying, Lee. Like we're social people, like that's literally how we exist. We need to socialize, but maybe people don't want to, like they don't desire to be in long-term relationships,
Yeah,
right? Like,
I understand. I can understand that because look at the stories that you see as well in dating. Like, it's totally understandable. But for me, desiring so much the polar opposite is always so hard to wrap my mind around. Oh my God, you just don't want it. You just don't want to like have anybody. But I always, life has taught me so much about like people have so many different stories and experiences that, sure, I mean, I can accept that, like if that's someone's reality, but it's just hard for me. Like if I try to put it in my own lap and say, I don't want, no, I can't even say it.
Yeah. And this
I,
makes me like wonder, for those who are feeling hopeless and that they'll be single forever, because they aren't accepting the crumbs, and even the other side of those who are holding on to a relationship because they're just willing to hold on to the crumbs because they don't want to be single. What would you say to those people?
So the first thing I would say to people who are holding on to crumbs and in unfulfilling relationships is I always give my girlfriends this example. I always ask them, if you like to get to a destination, like you're trying to go out of town, say to California, and it's telling you you're getting closer and closer to New York, like you're going the wrong way. If you keep driving, you're never gonna make it. You're not gonna get there. Like it's not there because people say all the time, like, I don't want to waste the 3 years that you're not wasting, you learned a great deal. Like you learned a great deal in this. You get out of that vehicle and you get in a vehicle that's traveling the direction towards the destination that you would like to be at. Like you don't ever continuously, if somebody is not treating you well, if you don't feel like a goddess queen that is walking and blessing this earth with your presence, absolutely not. Like no, there is if you can, I always say God doesn't give us a vision that he can't turn to reality. So if you can see a greater love in your mind, if you have a desire for a greater love, then trust God's plan for your life. No, I mean, trust God's plan for your life. He showed it to you for a reason. You did not envision a low down, dirty, shiny relationship. So let it go and get what God has in store for you. And to the people who feel hopeless, there's so much power in the things that we say. I believe in manifestation and faith and God and all of these things. So I think that you have to continuously speak out of your mouth what you desire to have. I think you have to continuously show up as a woman or man who is deserving of that relationship that you say that you desire, and just continue to put yourself in good positions and know that, I don't know if you can, I just believe with my whole heart that if you have a vision for something, that God will see it through. I firmly believe that God cannot lie. So continue to show up in that way and know that if you can see it, you can be it. Like, I might be crazy. When it's all said and done, we'll see. But so far, God has not lied.
Mm. I love it. I love it very much so. And as you were talking about that, you were talking about this piece of, if for folks who are in a relationship and receiving those crumbs, and it's so many different nuances to once you get into a relationship, and what that, even what we talked about earlier, what that self-love looks like. Because when you're in relationship with another person, it can look different. Meaning, I think sometimes people go like to the other side, where it's like, oh, I'm not happy all the time, every day, then this relationship is not for me. But that's also not true as well, right? Like, it's this piece of, it looks different in a relationship, but you point this out several times today in our recording of like consistency. If you are consistently not happy every day, you don't feel good, your cup is not full, then that is a huge indicator something's not right here. Then if it's a bad day and that person's getting on your nerves because they chewing too loud today, but they're treating you right overall and consistently every day, you're not feeling that all the time, then that's probably something to work through, right? Yeah, y'all catching my drift?
For sure. Like, I think that people have to realize, like, feelings are not fact. Like, you have to really examine that and be a good communicator as well. Like, sometimes our partners can make us feel a way that they didn't even intend to. So give that person the opportunity. Say, hey, when you did this, it made me feel like this. Is this what you intended? And a lot of people just are not good communicators. Like, you went with this and now you're telling your friends you're unhappy and all of these things. And I just don't even know where we got this idea that we're supposed to feel like rainbows and flowers every day, but like, you have to be willing to go through the ebbs and flows with a person. You just need to make sure that that person is the person you want to do it with. And I always think about, like, is this the person, as we continue to grow, we're going to go through hardship, we're going to have bad days, we're going to have all these things. Is this the person that you can do that with? Is that the person that you want holding your hand through those things? Will they hold your hand, or will they say, oh, my homeboy got a game today? Yeah, ask yourself the important things. And that's really what I kind of try to challenge people to do. In my book, Keep the Crumbs, I was like, write down your non-negotiables or your red flags, or write down the things that, because sometimes you can write it down and you can feel like, this is silly. This doesn't even matter. Because often people will ask me, like, oh, especially guys, well, how much does a guy have to make to date you? I'm like, I've never thought about that. I've never once in my life thought about that. There's a certain kind of man, of course, that I hold myself to high standards. So there's a certain kind of man that I'm going to attract. What you need to look for is he ambitious? Where is the character? Because certain people are not going to be down for long. Like, you're looking at the surface level of things when you really need to look at character, because money can be gone. Would I be okay with you if you lost all of the millions of dollars that you had? That's the question you need to ask.
I'm loving this conversation. But as we wrap up, we always do what's called takeaways for our listeners. This could be anything that comes to mind for you that you want to leave with the audience today.
Okay, so in my book, chapter 2 is about building your inner confidence. And it's so important to me. It's like, Keep the Crumbs is all about, like, setting the table for the experience that you want to have. What I would love to challenge the listeners to do is to refer to like chapter 2. If you have the book or don't have the book, I'm going to give you the rundown right now. It's about washing your hands, and that's about building your inner confidence, because like I said earlier, the relationship we have with ourselves really sets the standard for our other relationships. So I would like to challenge everybody that when you wake up in the morning, usually you go to the mirror. I would like to challenge everybody to give yourself a compliment every day when you go to the mirror. Like, I use this in my community of women a lot of times, because as women, we go to the mirror and we're like, ugh, like I look this, or something. You normally pick yourself apart. But if you can fall in love with yourself, if you can compliment yourself each day for 30 days straight, I don't care. Like, when I go to the mirror in the morning, I'm like, okay, eyebrows. Okay, that's what you're doing today. Or, that's how I talk to myself, because it's so important that we're able to do that. And I've had women who have been brought to tears because they couldn't think of one thing. But you have to love yourself first. And if you can fall in love with yourself, you are not going to entertain somebody who is not absolutely in love with all of your details. If you can truly fall in love with yourself, and that compliment it can start out, it doesn't have to be physical things. Like, it can be about the light that you add to rooms when you walk in. It can be about how you're so kind and loving, or whatever it is. Start with whatever you can start with, but give yourself a compliment first thing in the morning. So that is my challenge to the listeners. I hope everybody does well with it, because all of y'all are beautiful beings. So get to complimenting.
Yes, I absolutely love that. And I hope that I also will take that homework. And so if you all have been listening, Lee has a book. All of this information about your book will be in our description. Everybody tune in, follow Lee on all of her Instagrams, her social medias, her website, all the things. And we hope that you enjoyed another episode of Black Women Healing Podcast.